Hey, it's Kamina coming at you live. Today I will be responding to the best dream and worst nightmare thing today. This is um, the subject of the week for Juggalo a Day, coming from my buddy Master Creature. Hi. Uh, Pretty much the only thing I can think of for best dream, it's more personal to me. My best dream and worst nightmare. Um, as some of you don't know, I do aspire to actually be a famous writer one day, and this is my best dream. This is when I was in high school, and I was actually working on a couple of stories of mine at the time. Um, my best dream was that I was at my first book signing for my, first novel ever, and the people that ended up showing up at my book signing were, family and friends, obviously, and then celebrities I wanted to meet, and bands that I wanted to meet, and just like, I don't know, the line must have been like wrapped around the block a couple times, and yeah, it was actually pretty amazing. At least to me, that was my best dream, because it's one thing to actually have say, oh, I have something published somewhere. But it's another thing to say that you actually have a book signing and people actually showed up that you want to have there, you know? Yeah, no, that's wrong. I don't know why. Uh, Worst nightmare. Okay. My worst nightmare ever. And a little background about that one is that I was, at the time that I had this nightmare, it was actually when I was going through a really depressing time in my life where I was kind of in a long distance relationship on and off like 3 years. This is before I met my ex-husband and before, all that stuff. Pretty much I am like strapped down to this chair. It's like one of the old school electric chairs, except without the headpiece thing. And, wooden, the leather straps and all and shit. I was strapped down there naked, completely naked. And for me, it's never a good dream when I'm naked, ever. Unless it's like one of those sexual dreams, but that's not here nor there. Yeah, strapped down to this chair completely naked, and like these dark figures, they kind of look like Dementors off the Harry Potter movies, were around me, all around me, and like, I was also, gagged, and they were taking these surgical, gauge or like different size gauge needles, and with every needle that they like stuck through my body and stuff everywhere, um, that Dementor or that figure or whatever would say something that I'd done horrible in my life, like whether it be something small like I lied to my parents, like for example when the thing is small like that, a small needle will go through my body somewhere. And then like the worst, the bad thing that I've done, the bigger the needle. And at first, the voices of the Dementors were all kind of muffled, really, and like kind of like dark and evil. And yeah, but towards the end of my dream, I started to actually, the voices started to actually, become or familiar voices to me. Like they used to be my family, they could also be my friends that I've had in the past that I've done wrong. There's also people, guys that I've done wrong, pretty much. And it's like, each different dementor was someone that I truly cared about in my life at some point, and they were the ones who were doing, the torturing. So not only was my worst nightmare physically, like, hurting me and scaring me, it was also mentally scarring and shit. Cause like it went through a lot of bad things that I'd done, and like I said, at the time I was really depressed and really just I hate my life, I hate myself type thing. So yeah, um, yeah, because at the end of the dream, all I can remember is I was choking on my own blood, puking into my own mouth, so that I had to fucking ball in my fucking mouth. I couldn't, talk. And then the rest of the room was like pitch black. It was as if I was floating in space with all these figures. And at the end of the dream, they all took off their hoods, and it was, like I said, everybody that I ever cared about that I thought would never even think about even hurting me. And then, yeah, that's when I usually wake up. But I've only had that dream like twice in the past. I don't really have very many dreams or nightmares anymore, really. At least not the ones that I can actually remember. Like the last actual kind of nightmarish thing I actually had was maybe a few weeks ago, but wasn't as bad as that one nightmare was. Um, but yeah, that is my video response to worst nightmare, best dream. Um, this is Chameleon9. Whoop whoop. All the fam out there, and much motherfucking with clown love.